You have three brains. This channel is about business strategy and business value, and today I want to talk about the fact that you have three brains that we can access in the process of our business strategy decisions and the way that we create business value. Now, this is not the traditional map that I was educated in. There was only one brain and it was in the head. But it becomes apparent we have paralleled personal development and business strategy, mainly because when you're working in business strategy, you're working with people, so it helps to have some understanding of how they're operating. And what becomes very clear is that there is information is being communicated from a system in the body, not from one location in the head. So when you're working with somebody, you can see that information is being communicated from a system, and this led us to sort of do our own research and development. Now, I'm not a medic. I work in business strategy, communication, that sort of thing, but we wanted to explore what would happen with concepts that maybe some consider to be myths. For example, the intelligence of the heart, for example, the intelligence of the gut. So we ran some workshops, research and development workshops of our own at the Falmouth Hotel, the year 2011 and 2012, which we called Neurobody. And we were exploring the Hara, as we called it, the heart and the head. H to the power of 3 is our sort of nickname for it. And what we were looking for, what we were wanting to observe, were the quality of the decisions that an individual was making when they used either the head or the heart or the Hara, or whether they used the Hara and the heart and the head. And it becomes obvious that the creativity and the quality of the solutions that the individuals would come up with were richer when they used the Hara and the heart and the head. But we had no evidence other than our own observations. However, there is evidence. So in 1991, a person called Dr. Armour named something called the little heart brain, or the little brain in the heart. He observed that there was a cardiac brain. It had neurons and pathways in very much the same way that the brain in our head has. In 1998, Dr. Gershen, Michael Gershen, wrote a book called The Second Brain, which observed that the gut, or the gastrointestinal system, operated as an independent and interdependent brain. It has neurons and it has pathways. Now, the numbers of neurons apparently are different, very different, but it does lead us to consider, from a medical perspective, that the neurons and neural pathways in the gut are communicating with the neurons and neural pathways in the heart, are communicating with the neurons and neural pathways in the head. And they're linked, from my knowledge, by the vagus nerve, which runs from the head to the gut via the heart, and also the spine, and the chemicals and the hormones that communicate within the body. So there is a body of knowledge in the Western medical neuroscience tradition that didn't exist before, which indicates clearly there are three brains. And our observational practice is that the quality of decision making by individuals is richer when they use the Hara, the heart and the head in combination. So that's the tip. Really, when you're looking at a decision, there are at least three brains to consider. The brain in the hara, or the gut as it's called medically, the heart and the head. Thank you.